Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Ben. Welcome back to my channel, Houndoom's House. I hope you are doing well today. Ideally, that today is a Tuesday because I'm going to try to start putting out videos every Tuesday and every Friday. But if you're watching this and you realize that this did not come out Tuesday, February 23rd, 2026, then I'm already off schedule, which I am absolutely not ruling out at this point in time. All right, we've got a really cool one today. It's a mail day, and in this box are 35 art rares from Simplified Chinese Gem Pack 3. So you might be asking yourself, Simplified Chinese Gem Pack 3, what the hell is that? Well, if you don't know, Simplified Chinese comes out with these awesome like gem pack sets, and they've got a bunch of different cards from English and Japanese, but they've also got these exclusive art rares that are killer. So in this box, we've got a total of 35 cards. It's 7 copies of 5 different art rares, including the Chandelure, the Cereal Edge, the Meowth, the Gengar, and my favorite, the Cubone, which has got to be the best Cubone in the game. So that being said, let's get this box open, hopefully without me doxing myself. Let's pre-grade each of these cards because I will be sending these to CGC for grading, and let's see what we think they're going to get. Quick editor's note. I forgot to hit record when I was actually opening the box up, but I do want to shout out the people that sold me that because that was probably the best packaging I've ever had on an order in my life. So the next step is going to be taking these all out of their team bags and their top loaders so that we can take a look at the raw card itself and see how it's looking for grading. That's going to take me a little bit, so we'll just circle back here when that's all done. I hate that I just used the term circle back outside of work. All right, I've tried recording this like 3 times already and it keeps failing, and I just realized every time I record these things, it actually stores them on my disk, which was like 200 gigabytes of recordings apparently. So how to deal with that, but we're back on track now. We're going to jump into it. First, we're going to start with this Meowth, and I got to get this to zoom in. Here we go. And we can see on the front foil, we're not seeing any print lines. It looks really good. Centering is solid. On the back, we're looking pretty clean too. It looks like a little snaggy up there, but that's nothing that should really be too big of a concern. Back is looking good. I'm not seeing any whitening or anything like that. No indents. So one clean card down. And those are really the things that I'm looking for when I'm doing this pre-grading. I don't spend a whole lot of time doing, centering tools or looking at things under a magnifying glass or a little, I don't know, what do you call it? Not telescope. I don't know. Things used in science, microscope, but I don't do any of that. I just like to look at these. I like to give them the human eye test. Would they look good in a slab as a 10? Would they look like they deserve it? That's kind of where I'm at. So again, this is centered pretty well. These are probably going to be very similar to each other. I'm imagining they're all from similar sheets. So like I'm expecting most of the Meowths to look the same, most of the Cereal Edges to look the same, and so on. And we'll take a look at one more Meowth just to see if there's anything that stands out that I'd point out as a red flag for grading. But again, centering's looking pretty good. Oh, look at that. So again, we've got some snags, and it looks like there's these like lines going down, like minor scrapes, I'm guessing. Just from the printing process, nothing from human intervention, I'd say. But again, like you look right there, it's just fraying on that edge. So this one I would say is probably the worst shape out of all of the Meowths. Probably the highest chance at a 9. Again, it is CGC, so I'm not super worried about things getting 6s like with PSA. All right, on to the Chandelures. We're just going to look at a couple of these as well. I know I only looked at 3 Meowths, but you pretty much get the idea. At that point, they're all going to have similar issues, or a lack of similar issues is the goal. But this one looks really clean as well. And again, back's looking good, no indents. That's a big thing for me, is just trying to get better at identifying issues on the back, because thank you, Tag. You have let me know that I miss those a lot. The dig reports are very helpful for going back and finding out what you've missed, and that's allowed me to really hone in my grading and see where am I lacking, and it's always the back. But again, this Chandelure looks really good. Pretty clean. Again, a little, I don't know, maybe a little snaggy up at the top just from the print sheet being cut, but that's all good. I don't anticipate too many issues. CGC is a lot nicer on the back, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now, I have mentioned before, I've graded a lot with tags, so you might be thinking, why are you sending this into CGC? So couple reasons I'm sending this into CGC. One is because I've already got 60 cards at tag right now. I don't want to send any more in. I'm kind of waiting on those to come back before I send another submission there. I already know that, oh yeah, and we've got another little issue right there with the print lines. But I already know that I've got 60 cards there. Their volume of submissions has gone up a lot lately. I think especially with a lot of the stuff going on with PSA. So I'm already 60 cards deep. I don't want to have anything waiting as well. I've noticed that I haven't really, after 3 weeks, made any progress in the grading process with tag, which means this is probably going to be really close to, if not a little after, the estimated time that they had on the submission. So I just want to make sure I've got other options. I've got cards at other grading companies just to see if I can get them back quicker. Another reason I'm going with CGC is obviously I've graded some Simplified Chinese with them, a small sample size, but everything came back really, really well graded. So I want to see if I can keep that going. Now this Gengar is looking pretty clean. This is going to be a really big part of the submission, is seeing how these Gengars do. Obviously Gengar's going crazy right now. This one looks really clean. So maybe we've got a pristine chance on that one, but I just want to see if the turnaround time is still as good. The last sub that I had with those and a few other cards from my other video, that was only 10 cards. So I'm not surprised that it got back pretty quick. That's not a lot of cards to grade. So it's pretty reasonable to think that they could have just burned through that nice and easy. And I want to see if I send in 35 cards, 350% of my last submission at the same tier. What's the time going to be like on that? Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be a little longer? That'll just give me a little better of an idea of what to expect with CGC. All right. And this Cubone is probably my favorite card out of all of these art rares. I think this is an awesome card. I'm very happy for Cubone that for once there's some love in the card, and it's not like just like the saddest thing ever, which is every other Cubone artwork, but this looks pretty good. I'm feeling really good about this one too. Again, it's just like there's like some, I don't know, it's not fuzz, it's like paper fuzz just from the card, from the cutting process, which is fine. I think most cards actually have that. And this light, I got a lot of light on this, so it's really easy to see any kind of dust or anything like that, which normally shouldn't impact the process. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see how this submission does. I'm really hoping that we get at least 80% 10s or above. So I guess 10s and pristine 10s. 80%'s the goal. Anything else that's a 9, that's not a big deal. I'll sell it. Someone can get an awesome card at a 9 for a cheap price, and I'm all about that. I really am fine with just churning and burning. I'll have misses, and that's something that's okay with me. I take the risk. I like it. I think it's fun when you get a 10 on something that should be a 9, but I'm also happy to put slabs on my eBay shop that someone get an awesome card that they really want without breaking their bank. So there's positives to everything. All right, that wraps it up. I'm feeling pretty good about those cards. I think we've got a good shot at getting that 80% mark on 10s or pristine 10s in that submission. So end of February right now. I'm hoping we get those back by the end of March if I get them shipped out this weekend, which I should. So hopefully 1 month from now, we're taking a look at what they got. As always, thank you for watching the video. I'm going to go eat some pizza and slop up some wings right now. So I will talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.